Hi everyone, and today we'll be talking about the market analysis for a middle school teacher. And my name is Lexis, by the way. So starting off, the mission and purpose of a middle school teacher is to educate kids through 6th through 8th grade through the subjects of math, social science, history, English, and physical education. Every day, as a teacher, I'm creating lesson plans. Make sure the kids are on task, doing assignments, turning homework, preparing for an exam, or taking an exam. It's important for supervision of the students, making sure every child is doing very well in school, and if those that are behind, as a teacher, it's my duty to make sure that they're on the right path. Developing and enforcing classroom rules, we want to make sure every child is following the rules and guidelines of the school. And there will be consequences for bad behavior, but also rewards for good behavior and good exams, assignments, and homework scores. Every day I'm assessing and evaluating the student's abilities, making sure if any student has a weakness, I am helping them as a teacher to build that strength up, while also making sure their strengths are very good and they keep doing very well and progressing. Every day I'm preparing students for a standardized test because every year there's a standardized test needed to be taken. And this shows all the work and all the dedication from the student and from the teacher as I am teaching them how well they're going to do. Every day I'm grading assignments and exams, and the score from a 0 to 100, you either get an A, B, C, and the lowest grade is an F. I'm also looking at the progress of the reports, and every parent is notified the progress of their child's grades. So if there's any questions, they will contact me. We'll set up a meeting, and we'll go over what we can do to make sure the child is going to excel and do well and go on to high school. And also, it's very important for career progression. So we are making sure every child education, if they're doing very well, say they do very well in math and social science, it pretty much shows that they could do very well in STEM careers, computer engineering, tech, coding, etc. And so to move forward along, we're going to go into supply.
My name is Tyler, and I'll be doing supply for this presentation. Supply is determined by how many people can achieve the requirements to become a teacher in the education field. Looking at the difference between Kansas and Missouri, Missouri has about 12,840 versus Kansas 6,300. That's roughly a 1 to 2 ratio. And the reason why I picked these two is because we're here in Kansas City. So geographically, you're looking at night and day. That's a huge difference for just middle school education professionals. So from here, I'm going to break it down for supply of the schools that you can go through and get your educational degree or certificate, whichever way you plan on going. So for the entire United States, number of colleges that you can go to is 1,875 that offer a teaching preparation program. From there, you have 1,228 colleges that offer bachelor's degrees in education. Then it's 1,186 colleges offer certificates, master's, or advanced degrees in education. Over 800 teaching programs are accredited by the nces.ed.gov or CAEP. Here in Missouri, 55 colleges and universities offer education degree programs. 17 of those offer associate degree in education. 39 offer bachelor degree in education. 33 master's or more advanced. So let's break it down even further from those roughly 55 degrees, or not degrees, sorry, universities or colleges. 8 of those schools rank in the Kiplinger's Best College Value in 2019. 3 of those schools ranked in Princeton Review's Greatest School for Education Majors in 2020. 8 of those schools ranked in U.S. News World Report's Best Graduate Education Majors in 2019. 9 schools ranked in U.S. News and World Report's Best Online Graduate Education Programs in 2019. 22 non-for-profit teaching programs are accredited by the NCATE, TEAC, and CAEP. So, looking at that, let alone there's not that many schools here in the United States, let alone Missouri, that actually offer education as a degree program. It's actually ranked 4th out of most sought after degrees. For qualifications to be a middle school teacher, there's 5 main possible routes, with one alternative route that only certain people can actually obtain. The traditional route is going to a 4-year degree program, getting your bachelor's, getting accredited here for the state of Missouri. Every state's going to be different. Alternative route is already having a bachelor's degree, but then going back and getting your educational degree on top of that. But your bachelor's degree needs to be in something like mathematics or English. Your temporary authorization route, bachelor degree in a content area, takes self-directed courses. A minimum of 12 credit hours, varies in different areas to meet specified competencies, such as mathematics or English. Out of state, you already have a valid certificate for teaching from another state to be granted, comparable to the certificate here in Missouri. American Board of Certification in Teaching Excellence, or ABCTE route. You have to complete a bachelor's degree program of a study from an ABCTE. That's plain and simple. Doctoral route, which only roughly 3% here in the United States even dream about going, let alone for middle school. That's kind of overkill. But most people, if you go that route, you just have to have a doctorate degree in a content area, may be an issue, issued an initiative certificate, bypassing the 063 professional knowledge secondary assessment. Content area, same as math or English. Some common core is basically what they mean by math and English. The non-traditional route that I spoke of, besides the main 5 I just said, is a teaching program called Troops to Teaching program. It's something that was created in 1993, assists transitional service members and veterans in beginning new career as K-12 teaching in public, charter, or Bureau of Indian Affairs in schools. They go through the same thing through certification as everyone else. It's just another program that helps them get their accreditation. That's basically the supply, is just getting the numbers out there for the individuals to have that supply base to meet the demand, which I will hand off to Kyle for the demand part.
Hi, my name is Kyle, and today I will be talking about the demand in regards to middle school teachers. The first thing I would like to say is that if a child is not emancipated, this means they are still under the control of their legal guardians, then they must go to school. This is known as the compulsory school attendance law. In Kansas, if a child is between the ages of 7 and 17, they are required to go to school. Likewise, in Missouri, if a child is between the ages of 7 and 17, they too are required to go to school. Now, the demand for middle school teachers is obviously going to come from the number of middle schools, both public and private. Population is going to be the biggest determinant in determining how many schools there are, the size of the schools, which in turn will affect how much demand there are for middle school teachers. Furthermore, the type of school will affect whether there's a demand for teachers with just a high school degree, a bachelor's degree, or a higher level degree. Public schools require educated and trained teachers on their staff. Public schools require a middle school teacher to have at least a bachelor's degree, and states require certain certificates and licenses to be able to teach. Now, private schools are a little different. They might require teachers to have higher level degrees, they might just require them to have bachelor's degrees, or they might just require someone to have a high school diploma to teach at their schools. It just really depends on that private school. Interestingly enough, income of an area does not play a big part in determining whether an area has private schools or not. Private schools are actually most common in the South in areas that don't generally have high income because they started to pop up when racial segregation started to come to an end. Fortunately, it was a way for white students to get away from schools where they were allowing black students in. As of 2017, there were over 11,000 private schools in the South. This is 2,000 more than any other region in the United States. Also in 2017, there were 13,252 public middle schools in the United States. And in 2017, there are 58 middle schools in the Kansas City metropolitan area. Now, between 2019 and 2029, the demand for middle school teachers is projected to increase by 4%. So I hope going over the demand has given you a better idea of the demand determinant for middle school teachers. Next, I'll pass it over to Kyle to talk about market trends.
I will be explaining the market trends for a middle school teacher. We can begin with the money. The U.S. salary base pay is about $48,700. Local pay in Kansas City, Missouri averages around $40,700. The job outlook for middle school teachers should increase because of rising student enrollment in the near future. Also, there has been some problems with money throughout funds not supporting education in most states. The more poverty you live in America, the less your school district will receive in money. Also, the tech enhancements are explained and how education is still successful with quarantine going on and coronavirus. Finally, being a middle school teacher is explained on how you could be a great mentor to your students and the change of expectations and how you could do your job.